Okay, here we are with another episode of the Day After podcast.
What's up, guys? How's
Um,
everything going? You can't
yeah,
say, but you can tell in the comments.
yeah. Let us know in the comments how your day is going.
Yeah,
So if you haven't yet, you should watch the previous Brantsteele rankings video because this is the second part of that same video.
yeah. So if you're wondering where your favorite contestant is, they might be in the previous video, but
Mhm.
this is for the top 49.
Yes, yes. And also there's a big announcement I want to make at the start of this video, and that is we are going to be doing a best of season for Brantsteele. So that's right, the best players that were in our Brantsteels will be coming back one more time to duke it out, and that will be the top 24. That's right, 24, because we're doing Australian Survivor.
Crikey!
I've been watching some of the Australian Survivor, and I've been hooked.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
it's been pretty interesting. So and especially bringing out 24, that means a few more extra people get to come back to try
yep.
it out.
I'll finally make the cut for the best. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows where I place? I could be
We'll
number
see.
49. You
Yeah,
guys don't know.
it's
But,
possible. Who knows?
but
Um,
yeah, um,
so yeah, that's something to get interested. I'll also at the end have the tribe divisions for everyone, so everyone can see what the tribe divisions are. Uh,
no.
so yeah, it's going to be some pretty exciting stuff here, but we got to start off at the bottom here with number
Yeah.
49, and that is
The
Melissa Fumero. It's technically 48 because she's tied with someone else. Um, yeah, Melissa Fumero coming in at 48.
Yeah, she was a pretty solid or season one contestant.
Mhm,
I mean, if you look, her stats are pretty nice.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the only thing I just can't remember any moves she ever made. I know
she
she won
won
some
she won a
immunities.
lot of challenges.
Yeah, yeah, that's the only thing I can remember her for.
I mean, hey, if it gets you further, it gets you further.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Stats don't lie. So yeah, that's Melissa Fumero tied at number 48. Let's see who she's tied with. Gavin Whitson.
Nice, nice.
Mhm,
He yeah, we haven't really used him too much, but I like the guy. I was happy with his placing in Heroes versus Villains, just a little shy of winning, but
mhm.
he also lost to like Zeke, so like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's hard to beat Zeke, especially since Zeke's done so well on our Brantsteele as well. It was nice to see him get his due.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Gavin, he's also in this. He pops in on this Facebook group I'm in. Like every now and then, he might be
Mhm.
like, "Yep," comment on like a post, and then fans go wild for him. Like, "Oh
Yeah.
hey, yeah, are you gonna play again?" Things like that.
Hmm. I feel like he's probably gonna play again, right? I'd imagine
He's a good
like
sleeper.
a second chance kind of thing.
I mean, that's part of the reason I brought him for second chance. Like,
Yeah,
he's a really good sleeper strategist. Yeah, I think he is definitely a highlight of that season of
yeah,
Edge.
yeah. Not as much as Rick Devens.
Yeah, Rick is just
Rick
super
Devens,
super
he
great.
just kind of owns a lot of screen time. It's like he paid Survivor to get screen time.
Well, I mean, he also does some of the craziest things on there.
Yeah,
Like whether it's
I think they had to edit him that big, honestly, so that way when Chris Underwood wins, it's not the worst thing in the world because it's like at least Chris Underwood took down this guy.
yeah. Well, I mean, then again, with the five idol play at the very end, and some of them fake and all that,
Yeah,
like he's a. We'll, we'll get to Rick Devens later, but
yeah,
he's just like the man is like the pinnacle of a modern day Survivor player.
yeah.
Um, but
I don't think if he comes back, he's going to do very good. It annoys me is that I think he's going to be a pre-merge boot if he comes back.
he's definitely going to be seen as a big threat.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
anyway, Gavin,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what else is there to say about him?
His tattoo is very, very vivid.
Yeah. Yeah. Good artist there. Okay, let's move on. Number 46, we have another tie with Garrett Adelstein, and this is a big. I'm so happy that he did so well on our Brantsteele because I think he is hilariously bad in Cagayan, and I just thought it would be so funny if he comes back and does good, and he did. He does really good.
Pretty solid, very solid, Um, coming so close in pre-merge.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought he was going to win. I was surprised when Reem actually pulled it off.
I think it kind of made sense for Reem to win because of
Mhm,
the, getting voted off and back in
mhm.
and stuff like that. But yeah, um, I mean, he was a solid player both times.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was in All Stars 3. That was a pretty stacked All Stars as well. So the fact
Yeah,
that
that
he
was a
makes it that
toughie.
far, yeah,
That was definitely a tough season, and getting to the merge and that deep into the merge
hmm
really, really says a lot.
yeah. He's one of the for me. He's one of my biggest standouts. Like where I was just like, oh my gosh, I was surprised that he did as well as he did. Um, so So yeah, that's him. Kind of wish I brought him back for Last Chance. There's a few people I definitely wish I could have brought back for Last Chance, but the guys pool for me was so stacked
Yeah,
that
last
I
chance
couldn't.
was last chance was it was tough to pick, hell, male and female, it was tough.
Yeah,
But yeah, who knows? Maybe somewhere in the future. We never know.
yeah, exactly. And Garrett Adelstein is tied with Jerry Manthe for number 46.
Yeah, she was kind of like Melissa, kind of a big presence in our beginning.
Hmm
Like, she did pretty solid in her couple of runs, but yeah, I would say that she was pretty quiet in a lot
hmm
of her gameplay, which is kind of like the total opposite of like Jerry in real life.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
she was like, yeah, maybe being, the loud one and kind of like causing some of this chaos or like the drama isn't
mhm.
the best thing. So I'm just gonna chill.
Yeah, the only time the furthest she made was Heroes versus Villains, where she was around a bunch of other villains who were trying to stir
Worse
things
than
up.
if anything, a lot of people say that in that season she has the character development of turning into a hero near the end,
Yeah,
which uh, maybe a little much to say, but definitely like I feel like she I wouldn't say redeemed because I didn't think she did anything to like tarnish her reputation
mhm.
in All Stars, but like she definitely kind of like got some love back after that season.
Yeah. I think if Jerry makes the end, I think she wins. I think she definitely would have won that
A lot of
season.
people were, a lot of people think so.
Yeah,
Depends whether it was Sandra or there, but at
mhm.
that point it was either Sandra or Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. And I still just think Sandra wins that season because they didn't like Parvati or Russell.
Who knows? Alternate universe
Yeah.
B 17.
Okay, so yeah, that's Jerry Manthe. Okay, now we have a big tie here because now we're tied for number 40, and we're starting with Wanda Rousey.
Yeah, she is someone who you know, any celebrity that's able to come back multiple times, they've done something right. And yeah, she kills it pretty much every single time.
Mhm.
Uh, even though she was at a pretty big disadvantage in celebrities too,
Yeah.
you know, her team getting Matt singed, and then her, uh, and then being on the reality. Was she on reality TV?
When they did the swap,
Yeah.
I think so, right? No, Braun Strowman was. She was actually on the other tribe.
Oh yeah. So like she just straight up had a rough time altogether.
Yeah.
Um, so having to go through that season and
Mhm.
then making it to the merge in All Stars 3,
Mhm.
also with Mr. Braun.
Yep.
And then, Last Chance was also a really, really solid season from us. Definitely, I think did I put it in top five? It was definitely top 10.
Yeah, I think I put it as number 7 for me. I'm not sure.
I think it's definitely a top tier season of ours, but yeah.
Yeah. She's had a lot of competition. She's never really had the best luck in Survivor.
No,
She's just been the worst, like in every instance. Like she's always going to tribal council early on. She's always going to be a threat. Um, yeah, it's but she ends up making it to the merge all 3 times. So
yeah, despite all of that.
yeah, exactly. So if a season went her way, like I think that she could be like the Sarah Lacina of her celebrities if she really tried. If the luck went her way, she could be perceived like that. But unfortunately, she's just never gotten a good deal.
I can see that. I can see that.
Mhm. Okay, so that's Ronda Rousey. Next, we got another winner, Nora Salmon.
Oh, Nora. Like she won Hunger Games, which it is something to say. If you make it to the end of a 48-person season, you did something right. Granted, the rules were very, very different,
Yeah,
but every other time she's played, she has done terrible.
yeah, she doesn't know how to play Survivor. She knows
Great
how
at
to.
Hunger Games.
She's great at
Great,
Hunger. If we have
great
another
at
Hunger
Hunger
Games
Games.
season, she would kill it. But yeah, she does not know how to be social. She just has no social game.
No.
Um,
But yeah, oh Nora.
yeah,
Um, her
yeah,
crazy antics did not wear well on everyone
yeah.
when she came back.
Here's one of the winners that will not be making the top 24 for the best of season.
Yep.
Yeah, just fall short. She's not the worst winner.
No.
There's that at least.
No. But in our eyes, in a way.
Yeah, because Christian only played one other time. Nora had 2 other times to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Nora Salmon coming in tied number 40. And another person who hasn't done very good after her win, and that's Snooki.
Oh, Snooki. Well, I don't think she did too bad at Winners at
Yeah,
War.
yeah. She makes the merge rights. She's
No, she makes
or no,
jury,
she makes jury. That's right.
which I mean, and that's on Cook Islands simulator, which is kind of a toughie because there's
Yeah.
not that many um, advantages. There's a lot of switching around.
Yeah.
It's that one. That one is I would say a very tricky old school season to play in.
Mhm.
Um, it's amazing how far a joke can go.
Yeah.
I
It's
wouldn't say
crazy.
it was like a big joke. It was more like, if I'm thinking about reality TV stars, I think Jersey Shore is, despite whatever you think of the show, if we're talking about reality TV, Jersey Show is Jersey that
It's a Jersey
Jersey
show.
Shore, the Jersey Show, the Jersey Shore is up there with reality TV if we come to like popularity and
Mhm.
how it had a influence on pop culture.
Yeah.
Snooki is a like I didn't think she was gonna win at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely still don't think she had a very deserving win myself.
Is
I
she
just
the Michelle Fitzgerald? No.
no, that's too mean. She's the Natalie White of our winners, in my opinion.
No, I feel. I mean, she was on a very, very good tribe, and it got her further. And so, like, when you get to the merge, when you don't really get to go to tribal council very often, if not at all, it does kind of lessen your win in the eyes of the viewers because they don't get to see as much of
Yeah,
struggle.
Snooki had to dodge like 2 votes.
Yeah.
like
Snooki.
honestly, yeah, like that's all she had to do.
But I still feel like she's a decent player. It's just she's not one we respect all too much.
Yeah, she's definitely deserving in this bottom tier of winners, in my opinion.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh, Snooki.
And speaking of Natalie White, here she is tied at number 40.
The Rob goddess of BBB.
Yeah. She was so close.
She was so close.
1 vote away. If 1 vote changed from Amanda to Natalie, she wins.
That would have maybe changed the entire course of our Brantsteele universe, because then
Probably.
Amanda, who knows, she might have went to Last Chance, and who knows what she would have done to that mix,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, she probably. I would have probably brought her back for Last Chance because I wanted that OG villainous
Undoubtedly.
tribe to make it to Winners at War.
Yeah. I mean, they did in the end, but
Yeah.
at the cost of Natalie,
Yeah.
who, I mean, if you look at her stats, very solid both times around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she makes it pretty far both times. And yeah, I do think that she was surprised as well. I think she's another one of the people that I counted out at the beginning because I was like, oh, it's Natalie White. She's not going to do anything. But no, she did surprise me. I will say she played better in her Brantsteeles than she did in actual Survivor.
I beg, look, it. This goes to the whole Danny Boatwright, Amber, conversation about controversial winners. That that could be a potential future thing on our channel.
It's gonna have to
Discussing
be
an open forum of
I
controversial
I feel
winners.
like every time we have a video at this point now, we always have to bring back Danny Boatwright into the conversation.
Just
We should just call this the Danny Boatwright channel.
the day after Boatwright podcast. But I like Natalie. I definitely think she is and deserved to be in the beauty tribe, and she did very, very well in that season. Both her and Amanda did pretty decent.
Yeah.
All Stars 3. I'm forgetting how much she really contributed to it.
Yeah,
But
I just remember us being like, "Oh my gosh, Natalie White's gonna do it!" Like, cause you were so excited, you're like, "Oh, she's making it so far."
well, I mean, after the cusp of almost winning by 1 vote,
Yeah.
she's definitely going to be one of my faves to win. But let's face it, in All Stars 3, everything kind of went out the window when you picked Catherine Newton. I was like, Catherine Newton all the way.
Yeah.
Forget my team.
Catherine Newton. She's one of the most played players now, and honestly, she was gonna get missed because you didn't pick her, so I couldn't let that happen.
No, she's Catherine Newton. Big in our Brantsteele verse, big in Hollywood now. Well, yeah, I would say she's pretty big.
She's gotten much bigger since we started doing this.
Yeah, I recently watched the Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. She was nice.
Nice.
But more on Catherine Newton later.
Yeah.
More on this blonde, and I feel like this blonde is a very underrated character, and should have been on Winners and War instead of Danny Boatwright.
No.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Okay, also tied for number 40 is the Ice Cream Man, Neil.
He's another one of my favorite contestants that have only played once. I'm super glad he got far in Heroes versus Villains, making the second place. And then it's just like, if it's him or Zeke, I'm glad Zeke won. But he did so great in Heroes versus Villains. I wouldn't have mind if he won that.
Yeah, I thought he was going to win, to be honest. Like, he had a winner's edit going into it.
He definitely did. Did. I mean, but in that season, Heroes kind of dominated. So
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Uh,
All Stars 3, season 3 being, then again, all our seasons are pretty great, but I just remember like season 3 just being like so many
mhm.
craziness and
Yeah,
so many like good, like yeah.
yeah. I remember our last two All Stars being just significantly, upping the ante in terms of gameplay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I feel that Neil contributed to that.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that. Okay. Also tied for number 40, we got Adam Driver.
My man, my
Mhm,
man. Um, he had a big hiatus, and it wasn't like I said, it's always hard to bring celebrities back because it just has to be the right thing.
mhm,
And I didn't bring him back for All Stars 1, and so he was kind of in Survivor Brantsteele obscurity for a while, but
mhm.
played a very, very solid game. Uh, and, with Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Catherine Newton, that final three, you know,
Mhm.
it's just when I brought him back for Last Chance, he makes it far, but, just fell a little short because, Ken and Ken and was it Francesca that
Francesca,
won that season?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Those two are the controlling factors of that season.
Yeah. And so he shined a little bit, but he still did pretty solid in Last Chance, which was always that's always a good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. When I was making this list, I was like, I swear I thought you brought him back for All Stars one. I thought like it had to, you had
Well,
to love.
it was one of the things where I was already at it. It had to do with one, how many people I was already bringing back from celebrities, and two,
Mhm,
gender. Because from All Stars 1, the three celebrities I can remember off the top of my head that I brought was Catherine Newton, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and Melissa Fumero.
mhm.
And I think like, it was maybe a thing where I was trying to like get a few more, or I needed a spot for a girl. And like, for the guys, I was like, I feel like he might have been an alternate,
Mhm.
but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I just heard him when we were doing our list, and you were deciding between a couple of them, and he was one of them. So that might have also been it. So, but yeah, no, I do think that he played pretty good. I don't think he should have won Celebrity Survivor one. I do think Jeffrey Dean Morgan was the right decision, the right
Oh yeah,
the right one to win
definitely.
that. Yeah, I think he's the closest thing to a Boston Rob we've had besides Boston Rob in terms of his
Jeffrey
gameplay.
D. Morgan.
Yeah,
Yeah. Kind of have that mafiosa personality.
he gets and every time he's played, he's gotten his alliance, and he's made sure that core alliance stays together to the end.
Yeah, he's a pretty solid player, but
Yeah,
we'll get
yeah,
more to him and
yeah,
later.
yeah.
But yeah, Adam freaking Driver.
Adam freaking Driver. Uh, okay, now tied for number 38, we got Reed Kelly, another winner.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame. It's kind of similar to Nora, but not exactly,
Mhm,
because one, this was an actual season of Survivor, and two, this is All's Fair being one of our craziest and one of our best seasons ever.
mhm.
It was hard to be like,
Yeah, he has that one really good season that he did really good on. So
yeah,
he kind of can ignore those other two seasons of how he did.
because All Stars 4 was just craziness all around, and Winners
Yeah,
at War, that,
the winners,
you
like it's the best of the best.
yeah, so I don't, I don't blame him. Like they probably thought he was too big of a threat. Like if you're a returning player and you're from a well-known season, it
Mhm.
does put a huge target on your back. And I think that he felt mercy of that both times.
Yeah, I think there's a few winners that we brought back afterwards, and they get targeted pretty much every time we brought them back. And I think that's one of the reasons is that yeah, there is a threat factor. You gotta make sure that someone who didn't win one of the best seasons makes it to the end again because they're gonna win.
Yeah, him and Nora in the
Yeah,
same boat.
yep, yep. Okay, so that's Reed. Also tied for number 38, we got Tommy Sheehan.
Oh, Tommy. Definitely
Hmm.
it's funny. As I mentioned the last one, rewatching the game, my love for Tommy did go down a bit,
Hmm.
but I still really much enjoy him. And he is a very, very solid season one player of
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah, I would
Um,
actually say that if I could go back in time and rewrite my last chance list, I would put Tommy Sheehan on that list.
I think I might have, I debated it. I
Hmm.
guess it was more so he was one of the people I could have sworn I brought back another time,
Hmm.
but it turns out I didn't really.
Yeah.
Like, um, and then for some reason, it might because I was remembering things wrong with the All Stars one.
Hmm.
But remember how there was like this alternate,
And
we
also,
checked out the alternate timeline, and
yeah,
he was like taken out third.
yeah.
Maybe when I was like making lists or whatever, my brain kind of like did a goof and thought he did really bad that season. But
Hmm.
no, yeah, I
Yeah.
think he was one of my peeps that, lasted the longest.
Yeah, yeah. So in Survivor One, he gets fifth place, and then All Stars 40, All Stars One, he gets fourth place. And both of those were he was kind of going into the underdog and had to win some immunities just to make it a little further. Like he was such a great underdog player. Like he plays that like Spencer Bledsoe kind of game where he plays from behind and has
Yeah,
to try to you know fight for every tribal that he goes to.
which it's funny. I think he also he kind of resembles the early stage of our channel, like the
Hmm.
early stages of the podcast where, it was kind of like after when we did the first Brantsteele, it was up right off the cusp of Island of the Idols.
Hmm.
And then when we brought him back for All Stars, kind of doing that. And I should have been more on the Tommy train, uh, bringing him back more because he everything said and done, because of how bad my teams usually do.
Hmm.
He's one, and you can see with the stats, he's one that always sticks it out for me.
Yeah, and he's almost won. I think both of those seasons, if he makes it to the end, I think he has a really good case. Um,
I agree. I
he
agree.
just needed to make it there. He just hasn't done it yet.
Who knows? One
Yeah,
day.
one day. Okay. Tied for number 36, we got Michelle Fitzgerald.
Another one of our solid players.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, I think like it's just crazy because she's on a usually when she plays, she's on a season and it's like she's usually in one of our great seasons. She's like a good
Hmm.
luck charm in my opinion.
That's true.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Didn't fall victim to the all spare thing with
Hmm.
when Wendell gets voted out with two idols. You know, she did right and didn't swap with
Hmm.
him.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and I guess it's hard to say with heroes versus villains. Heroes did super, super well. However, being one of the only heroes that didn't make it to the merge,
yeah.
it lowers her stock a teeny bit, but still.
Yeah.
Um,
Does she still make the first jury member? I think
yes,
that, yeah, I think that's the first jury member slots.
yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, she still has that. Like, she's made the jury every time.
which is always good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the, the coach boots. So, she did as good as coach did in Heroes versus Villains.
Yeah, solid.
So, yeah, no, I think she's done pretty good every time we brought her back. Solid, never great, never like that amazing, like, oh my gosh, really stole the show, but she's always, been consistent.
She was there, and she did the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Tied with her is Lee Masters, and this is someone who can steal the show.
Definitely a big presence in our in season two of our Brantsteels.
Yeah.
Famous for the Sarge alliances.
Yeah. Yeah. Both seasons that he led the Stars Lions. Actually, I would say Judge Sargent led the Lions, and then Lee Masters would kind of like let him bury his own grave by being so loud and obnoxious that then Lee would make it so much further.
Yeah, yeah, um, yeah, solid. And he's made some pretty good plays. Like, wasn't
Mhm.
he the one that did the crazy idol thing that actually saved him?
I'm not sure. I don't think he ever had an idol.
It
I
was him
I
or
no Judd had an idol in Second Chance and played it correctly. I know that.
okay, gotcha.
Um, yeah, Lee's always kind of just been more of the social threats. He's made it fifth place both of the seasons. He's made it to fifth place.
It was just,
Um,
you know, always good.
yeah, especially for All Stars 2, where it's a 22-person season. You know.
Well, I mean, and All Stars too, it just came to the point where it was like Ryan's team, right?
Yeah, but
Little,
he had to win those challenges.
there was even malarkey on that
uh, but I mean, he's definitely done really good. He was a highlight in season 2 for me. The Sarge Alliance is still one of my favorite alliances we've had.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. Sarge is cool.
Okay, tied for number 34, we got Janet Carbon.
Oh, Janet. Uh, One of my favorite contestants in general, not purely because of like gameplay or anything like that, but just because of like who she is as a person and entertainment value. Um, yeah, so like she was like a staple for Heroes versus Villains,
Mm-hmm.
being on the Heroes, obviously. I almost brought her back a fourth time for I think it was All Stars 4,
Mm-hmm.
but because of the craziness of season 4 and how many great contestants were there,
Yeah.
she just missed the cut.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Season 4 had a lot of great seasons in this. Like, I
oh yeah,
think season 4 is actually might be our best one. I think it's probably season 4 than season 1, which is crazy.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Um, yeah, for whatever reason, she didn't come in until like season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Or did I choose her for Hunger Games?
Uh, you might have.
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know she doesn't make the top 20, so that's all I can
No.
really give help on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who just were in the Hunger Games and died in the first like 3 minutes of the game.
Oh, Hunger.
Yeah.
But Janet, one of the great social players, making it pretty far, except for All Stars 3. But like I said, some of these seasons, All Stars 3 is one of them where it was a bit tricky.
Yeah, yeah, it was a tough season. I mean, yeah, I think All Stars 3 and also 4, if you make it far in those seasons, like good on you, because those are tough seasons.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Mhm. Okay, so that's Janet Carbon. She is tied with Kellen, and Ryan decided to use her 3 times in a row.
I don't know. It was like, because I really enjoyed her in Ghost Island, and it was like an Amazon where, I've never. It was a time where for season 33 through like 38, I kind of didn't always pick people from that.
Mhm.
And so, when we were doing Amazon, I just finished Ghost Island, and I was like, you know what? I want to spread the love. Then I brought back Kellen because I liked her in Ghost Island. I was like, you know what? Let's bring her back for Last Chance. She did
Mhm.
so amazing there that I was like, you know what? All stars. Which so like there was like a reason for it.
Mhm.
Um, she gets that title either way.
Yeah.
She'll be the first one to do 3 seasons in a row.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Actually, you were actually the first one to do it.
me?
Yeah, yeah, because you were in Rivals, and then you were in All Stars 1, and then Podcasters.
Oh, And people say I'm self-absorbed. No, I didn't know that fact about me.
Yeah,
Thank you, Joe.
yeah, I'm
You
there.
need to be my wingman more
I
often.
noticed it when I was making this list.
You, you need to be my wingman
Yeah.
next when bars and stuff open up. Be like, yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
Ryan was in back seasons of our Brantsteele.
which we made the cast for. Still, um,
uh, I
either
mean,
way,
yeah,
there was
she
something
did really
about.
good in Last Chance, to be honest.
Oh
Like,
yeah, hands down. Like that was a stacked season. Like even if she won, even though it was awesome seeing Francesca winning, and it would have been awesome to see Kenny win. Like if she won that season, I
mhm,
still would have, thought it was a solid season overall. Such
mhm.
great gameplay, and she did, bring in the work for that one.
Yeah, agreed. That was a really good season, really tough one. Even though we really just bring up Francesca and Kenny playing the game, it's just because they played such great, fantastic games.
Yeah,
But there were other great games being played as well.
exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Kellen. Okay, number 33, we got Rick Devens.
The man, the myth, the news anchor. Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
Gotta
you
say, not
know,
he hasn't really done that great on our brand steel. Because
he did good.
even in that first one, he was brought along as a goat by Parvati, Kelly Wentworth, and Amanda, literally just as a number, and they cut
I
him
don't know.
off.
I feel like he was still pretty social with them, though. You know,
Maybe
it could be.
I think it was the clear out. Like we literally said at the beginning of their alliance, like Rick Evans, what are you doing here? He gets cut at the end.
I mean, it worked once. It
Mhm.
didn't work every time after that, but
Yeah, yeah. He's just yeah. Ever since then, he was never able to get footing in the game. Also versus New School, he's the first jury member, so he makes the merge in that case. But like, yeah, he just can't really pull it together after that.
he kind of fizzled, yeah. But we still love him anyway.
Yeah, yeah. He's really only this high because I kept bringing him back. And even
Yeah.
that, I guess I really didn't because he was in season one 3 times and then he doesn't come back until Last Chance.
Well, I mean, when we use someone a lot, sometimes when we use someone a lot in the beginning, we got afraid of like bringing them back for the
Um,
sake of like overusing them,
yeah,
And
yeah,
I've noticed that a lot.
yeah.
Uh,
I was really hoping that this big break would have given him time to have a good performance, and he didn't. So
but
yeah, but I mean, I love Rick Evans. He needs to be back on regular Survivor.
we'll see. We
Yeah,
will see.
yeah. Okay, tied for number 31, we got Dominic Abate.
Another very solid player,
Mhm.
doing pretty well in Rivals and in Heroes versus Villains. Yeah, Rivals, he definitely put in the work. Um, he's someone where I feel like he could have won Rivals if things were just a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. He played really good. I think the fact that then he lost Chris Noble at Final Five, which was his rival that he was actually kind of pairing up with. I think that made him very vulnerable, and he was one of the ones that orchestrated that, like where he wanted to get rid of Chris Noble. So I think that if he could have just kept them together, he could have potentially made it to the end. Um, but yeah, just
Oh,
just fumbled the end game a little bit in my opinion. But he has because in Last Chance he does technically make the jury. He gets the Jack
he does.
lifting, so he has made jury every time as well. Um,
And we I mean, if you come in on the wrong side of the numbers and you make it pretty far like he did in Heroes versus Villains,
yeah,
also speaks to his character.
yeah, he's the
Like,
second best villain.
exactly. Like ah, a little bit shy, but Heroes.
Yeah,
But despite that, still did pretty awesome.
yeah, he did pretty good. Definitely kind of a modern day Boston Rob, I'd say, in terms of
I
how
mean,
he
he works
plays.
construction
Yeah, that's
and
true.
and he's from the Northeast.
Hmm.
All he's missing is the hat. He's even wearing a tank top.
Yeah, exactly. And let's see who he's tied with. Boston Rob.
What an actual. This is art imitating life, or the other way around, or simulated art and simulated life. What is the life is funny.
Yeah, I
Life
don't know
is
how this
hilarious.
happened, but when I saw it, I was like, "This is a great." Um,
Yeah, I dig it. I dig
yeah,
it.
yeah. Boston Rob only being in our season 4 of our Brantsteele, but doing so well every time he's been out there.
Mhm.
um, yeah, he's honestly been great. It's like Captain's Curse, admittedly, in terms of strategy, you might consider it's like bad. Uh, but he is the one that orchestrates voting people out and making everyone in the majority all the time. So that way, he has everyone thinking that they're safe. Unfortunately, he thinks he's been safe, which allows everyone then to flip it on him. But yeah, no, it was just he uses that great, you know, keep everyone together and slowly make your way to the end like that. Very
Yeah,
methodical.
yeah, he's a smart player. It's kind of do the same thing with All's Fair.
Mhm,
Um, it's just like I would say. I mean, even when he didn't really have the numbers in All Stars 4,
mhm.
and it's just the Brochacho Alliance against the world. You
Yeah,
know, he still did his darndest. He might have
yeah,
not been the last muchacho standing,
mhm,
but he was a muchacho that gave it his all.
yeah, yeah. I definitely think he was a highlight of season 4, and season 4 is regarded as one of our best ones. So I think that there's some correlation there.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's Bossar all time with Dominic Abate. uh, okay, number 29, we got a tie, Victoria Beaumont.
Yeah, she was one where did like she almost made it to second or the our second All Stars. Like I
Mhm.
feel like she was just shy of being on our list for both.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we both said that she was our backup for females.
Yeah. Um and then she reminded us why she's awesome in Last Chance.
Mhm,
Though the whole Russell thing with that,
mhm.
it kind of was like, wait, what are you doing? But we all make mistakes. Then she comes back into All Stars 4 and still does pretty well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I think in Last Chance she was playing a great game and then she blows her game up in like one episode, and it's over at that point. But up until then, I thought she was playing such a great game, and I was rooting for her. So that's why it was like, I got to bring it back to one more chance. Hopefully, she doesn't, squander it like she did.
she goes like one person up.
Yeah,
So like that's something.
yeah, that is something. But yeah, I mean, I think she played pretty well overall. Uh, so yeah, that's Victoria, and tied with her, we got Vesepia.
Vecepia should have been in Winners at War, but no, legit should have been. But you
Yeah, I
know,
wouldn't have minded that.
I was surprised, TBH.
Mhm,
But anywho, um, in Hunger Games, she definitely put in the work in that one. Was doing pretty well. Um, she got a few kills under her belt,
mhm,
if I'm remembering correctly.
mhm.
And All Stars 2, she had the misfortune of you know being on my team,
Yeah.
and then but in Last Chance she comes back, makes some smart alliances, and makes it pretty damn far. you know
Mhm.
Fourth place, all things considered.
Yeah, exactly. She's it seemed like she was gonna have another Nora outcome where she was good in Hunger Games, but they can't really do anything afterwards. But yeah, last chance. She was able to put on her Survivor hats and play regular Survivor.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's she definitely knows that she is not a one trick pony.
Yeah.
She just also the All Stars. I still have nightmares.
Yeah, yeah. Just, I mean, it was hilarious. It
It,
was
it
hilarious.
it was hilarious. It was I don't know if it's the coffee, but I stay up at night sometimes thinking about it.
uh, so yeah, that's definitely surprisingly, doing good in both Hunger Games and regular Survivor. One of the few people who's actually really done both
Yeah,
successfully. Okay, Laura Moretz.
yeah, Laura is one where I brought her back because you know I enjoy Sierra Easton, and I was like, yeah, Laura, she's tied to her, so like but Laura, sometimes we forget because she's on two great seasons of Survivor, very memorable seasons of Survivor. There's just a
Mhm,
lot of like really, really big, players in those seasons. I mean,
mhm.
big players as in Russell dominating Samoa, and that
Yeah,
was basically Russell's season
yeah,
for. But
yeah.
like
And then Tyson in Blood versus Water
yeah.
dominating for a good chunk of that season.
But Laura on Redemption puts in the work,
Yeah.
like she is a challenge beast in her
Mhm.
own right.
Yeah.
You know, not just winning herself back and making it so far when she did get voted off, but
Mhm.
placing pretty high, winning first place in some of those challenges. Um, and that's part of the reason I brought her back for Amazon. And her doing super well on that. I
Mhm.
mean, 15 out of like 18 people on that. I
Yeah.
know sometimes the numbers can be a little deceptive, but 15 in an 18 player season, that's fourth place,
Mhm.
just this shy of making to the finale. And
Yeah.
she did make the finale in All Stars 4. And All Stars 4, she did put in.
Yeah. She makes it to the end of that season.
And
So
both seasons, she had really great social games, whether it's
yeah.
with Daniel Boat, right? Or, she she really knows how to like play the social game and
Yeah.
win immunities.
Yeah.
So she is
Yeah.
a very
True.
strong
True.
player in our Brantsteele, and it's a
Yeah.
little sad she doesn't make it the cut
Yeah. I
to.
was just gonna point out this next grouping of I think four people. They're just shy of making it.
And I
To
feel that's a darn shame.
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, she played really good. She's made it to the end of both of these seasons, one of them being one of her best seasons. So, uh,
Exactly.
yeah, good on her. Also tied with her, we got Colby Donaldson.
Yeah, he, he's been pretty quiet, all
Yeah,
things considered. Like he won Rivals, which is
I
one of
would,
my favorite.
I would still say that Tony Vlaco should have won Rivals, and I will bring that to my grave.
I won't disagree with you, but at the same time, this was back at a time where Ryan needed a win, and he finally got one.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
I'll give you Tony if if you are okay with him winning the season.
I mean, if I could rewrite history, this might be number 3 or 4 on my list that I would do as a favor to you.
Uh-huh.
But um, I mean, we haven't seen Tony yet on our list, but
Yeah,
so it worked out for him in some regards,
yeah,
just how he places. But yeah, Rivals he just did pretty good, and All Stars won. Eh,
I don't remember him really in that season, to be
not
fair.
really. I mean, I think he was trying to get into alliance with me, or like it just never really worked out.
Hmm.
And then Winners at War, there was just a lot of bigger fish out there.
Yeah, I think he just misses the jury rights. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
he's one off.
yeah,
So yeah, he gets two pre-merge boots after his win. So he's one of the winners that kind of just gets taken out before he can play again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of fizzled.
yeah. But it still lands him here tied at number 25.
Yeah, all things considered.
He's also tied with Aubrey Bracco, who has killed it every 3 times she's been out there.
That is a very solid resume, especially on
Yeah,
Captain's Curse.
yeah,
15 out of 16.
yeah,
I mean, incredible. Like almost, well, I mean, 2 out of 3 times making it to the finale says a lot, you
mhm,
know?
yeah, yeah. She's yeah, just crushed it. Like I don't really know what else to say. Like she's every time she's gone out there, she's gone out there, played hard, and made it very far.
Yeah. We're getting to the point where it's a darn shame that some of these people aren't coming back,
Yeah, yeah.
or at least for,
I thought Aubrey was going to make it. There's a few people who made it who I'm actually kind of surprised made it, and she's one of the people I thought was going to make it but didn't.
dang.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And obviously she makes the end up being Captain's Curse. Almost wins that season. If she wins that season, she makes the top 24.
He
Um,
would have, but that also changes so much of
yeah,
Survivor.
yeah. Yeah, I guess I no, I probably would have brought her back to also 4 if she won still. So
Yeah, yeah, I would have thought so. But then again, if
mm,
because if you, she won Captain's Curse, you might have came back for something.
I would, yeah,
So one of us would try and make it to Winners at War.
yeah, yeah. We would have probably both been in All Stars 4.
Yeah, and that was already a crazy season. You
Yeah,
know, she did, her best on that season as well.
yeah,
So who's to say?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think she's another one of the standout people. Really just missing out on being in that truly great tier, I guess.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Huh? I'm surprised it was only 3 times.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I'd imagine I thought there would be a fourth time at least.
E- Either late 2 or like early season 3, but
Yeah,
just goes to show.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's Aubrey. And here's the last person to just miss out on making top 24. We
I
got
find
Russell
it's
Hands.
I find it so funny. He has 3 times where he's placed 10th.
Yeah.
Like
he's
what?
he's really good at that.
I mean, it's like I either make 10th place or I either make 11th place, or well, I mean, podcaster. I
Yeah.
either be the 10th person voted out, or you better get me out before the merge.
Yeah. Russell Hands. It's so funny because every time I've had to pick an All Stars and Russell Hands was on that season, he's always just misses out on the cuts. And now he just misses out on the cuts in the best of season.
The Survivor gods and Russell, they just don't vibe too well.
Yeah,
They vibe in some ways, but not in the ways that I would say matter to him.
yeah. It's honestly, it's really just because he is the first boot of Captain's Curse. If he just makes it like 3 or 4 votes in, he makes top 24.
But alas,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Just a little shy there. But I mean, Russell has been entertaining on the seasons that he makes that 10th place finishes or gets voted out 10th or whatever. He's had some idle plays. He's idled out Malcolm.
yeah,
Um, yeah, he's been entertaining at the very least.
he has been. He is formidable when he's on his game,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
when he's not, he goes home super early.
yeah. Podcasters, he did pretty good. He had a cool little alliance that ends up getting targeted in the merge.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, that's it for all the people who will not be making it into our best of season. And now, everyone from here on out will be returning next week on our Brantsteele.
It's going to be crazy. So, who's at number 24?
It's going to start with one of Ryan's favorite players to ever play on Brantsteele, Mike Bloom.
This guy. I think I have that shirt or a variation of it. So,
yeah,
uh,
Mike Bloom. Great two-time player. And then also he was all winners at War and gets these is the first boots.
I mean, I would like him more if he didn't screw me over.
Mhm. Yeah, I will say I also have to say the reason he makes it here is because in All Stars 2, uh there was extra
There's,
people, so he actually gets an extra 2 points for winning that season, which gives him this boost.
I mean, he takes he
Uh,
he takes it.
yeah, I think it's deserving. I think if you're on a 22-person season for Survivor, you should get that extra points.
There is something to say, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like when it comes to the numbers of any situation, whether there's less contestants, that also means there's nowhere to hide. If there's more contestants, that's a lot more eliminations you have to go through.
Mhm.
It evens out in some ways,
Yeah,
but at the same time, it means you just have to deal with kind of like different stuff,
yeah,
you know, different
yeah.
challenges in that
Yeah,
regard.
well, is in Podcasters, which is only a 16-person season, so it does
Yeah,
even out in that regard.
definitely does.
Mhm.
And then All Stars 2, you know, despite what happened to my tribe, it does say because there is a lot of craziness and randomness that happens in that season, and
Mhm.
he didn't fall victim to any of that, which
Mhm.
is good.
Yeah, and he beats Poverty in the end.
Yeah,
There's some there.
one of the best contestants we've had on the show.
Exactly, exactly. And I think that in this new best of season, he's going to come back with vengeance because of what happened in Winners at War. I think
I think who knows? Maybe he and I might have like a little alliance where it's like, I know you voted me off early. You got voted off first, and you didn't like that, did you? He's like, no, I didn't. Truce, truce.
we're gonna see a full circle arc coming on here with podcasters best of.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's Mike Bloom at number 24. Number 23, we got Kenny.
Kenny. He didn't, man, he wasn't used too much, but when he came on and he dominated, especially once in season 4.
Mhm.
Like, wow. Ken, if with last chance, so close.
Yeah.
So close. Like, like he was probably my first choice to bring back for All Stars 4 because of
Mhm.
like how well he did.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you
I
know,
would say I would still say Francesca plays the better game, but Kenny is literally just like right there. Like if they make it to the
yeah,
end, I really could see it going either way.
definitely.
Hmm.
And then with All Stars 4, especially that finale, it was super stacked with people.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Um,
he gets second place in that season. Like he actually did better. Like he's actually
yeah,
gotten better every time
he's
he's come
gotten
back.
better every single time.
So
Like,
he's gonna win now.
it's definitely possible.
Hmm.
Yes, 24 people. None of these contestants that will be going into it has ever done Australian Survivor before.
Yeah.
I mean, you're familiar with it. Ryan hasn't really seen any episodes of that. So like when we do our
Hmm.
simulation, it's all going to be new to me on
Yeah.
like, how that goes.
Yeah, it's very different. Just letting you know, it's vastly different.
I I know you've told me bits and pieces, but I don't want my memory freshened up for it. I kind of
Yeah.
want to save it for the vid.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. But yeah, Ken, one of my favorite people that have played only once, from what I think is kind of, I don't think it's underrated. I think it's overbashed.
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people bash on Gabon when it doesn't deserve to be bashed on so much.
Mhm.
Like, I understand if it's not in your top 20. Like, I don't even think it's in my top 20. I just I feel like part of the reason why I'm a big cheerleader for Gabon, or I feel like I have to protect it a little bit, is because of Ken and
Mhm.
Bob. But I talk about both a lot,
Mhm.
but I'd say Ken is like, I see a lot of myself in Ken. I mean, well, I mean, he has had a lot more success with competitive gaming, but like,
Mhm.
there's that aspect, that
Yeah.
little shy nerd
Yeah.
thing in episode one.
My problem with
Me-
it is I just think it is the least strategic season of all of the seasons. And for me, as someone who loves the strategy and loving how to devise how vote outs work, and the masterful games how it's played like that, Gabon's just not there. Like Gabon is there for a different kind of Survivor fan. It's there for someone who wants. I would say like just regular reality TV. Like if you want to watch just people
I'll
being a
admit,
mess. If you want to
in
watch
that
people being a
season,
mess.
I'll admit in that season there was a lot of drama. Part of it was because like Randy,
Mhm.
Randy brought a lot of the drama onto that season.
I would say Sugar brought way more drama than
Sugar
Randy.
did as well. Sugar did as well, but I,
Like
Randy was more. Randy was more.
Sugar would literally just right before someone would get voted out, just like fucking put salt in the wounds right as they're exiting.
She was a little catty, but Randy, man, Randy has one of the best eliminations ever.
Maybe. His face is funny. Um, but yeah, for me, it's as a whole. Like there's like a couple of good moments, but I just don't think it's just not for me. It's not a strategic season,
No?
especially since it's compacted between Micronesia fans versus favorites and token teams.
Yeah, that is another thing that I think that is a good point. It does fall victim for being sandwiched between that.
Yeah, like if you see a great season and then this season and then another great season, like you notice that there's a difference.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But as long as I live, and then maybe a little bit after that, when I'm arguing with whomever be up there or whatever there is in the afterlife, I will be defending and praising Ken.
Yeah. I
'Cause-
mean, I want him to come back for second chance. Like if they do another
yeah,
second chance season, I want him to come back for
I
that.
definitely feel so.
Like
He's a,
I think it would be fun.
of course, I'll
Especially
vote for him.
it'd be fun seeing a gamer now who's older because he's now much older than when he was back then.
Yeah, and especially since, competitive gaming is a much bigger deal than it was back then.
Yeah. And he still goes to those events too, so he's still in the community.
I guess I need to pick up Smash again,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right,
So that's Kenny. Okay, tied for number 20. We got Katie Collins.
Katie. Um, One of the reasons I brought her back from Second Chance was because, of the famous rock draw incident that happened in 27.
Mhm.
27 being one of my favorite seasons in general.
Mhm.
And she's also the daughter of, one of my favorite old school contestants, Tina.
Mhm.
So with all of that, I didn't think she was going to win Second Chance, but
Mhm.
she definitely showed
I think she deserved it. She
yeah,
surprised me as well. I was expecting
she
her
won
to.
quite a few challenges.
Yeah, and she was socially strategic too. Like she was calling a lot of shots.
Yeah. And then, she's just one of the people with All Stars too.
Mhm.
She fell victim to it, but
Yeah.
this proves the whole thing about All Stars 2 when it comes to my side. But when she comes back, she does very, very well at Winners at War,
Yeah, makes it
making
pretty
it
far.
pretty legitimate placing, all things.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, let's I wonder how she's gonna do this time in in the best of season because
It's going to be interesting.
we've
It's going to
seen
be
her. We've
interesting.
seen
I
her
wonder.
win. We've seen her win. We've seen her get far on the merge, and we've seen her go pre-merge.
We'll
What
see.
Katie Collins are we gonna get?
I don't know. I'm curious how many blondes are in this season because
Quite a few.
is that how it's divided? Blondes versus everyone else?
Blondes versus the rest.
Well, don't actually tell me, but
It's not.
no.
Okay. Okay. Also tied with her, we got Kim Spradlin.
Yeah, one of my faves. And it
Mhm.
goes to show how great of a player she actually is, seeing how I don't know who else on here has been at least 24 and up have also been a first boot
Mhm.
at the same time.
Yeah.
But like, making it pretty far in Hunger Games, being my last person standing, Amazon earning the title as like, person with the most votes ever in a single season in our Brantsteele verse, and an
Mhm.
actual survivor too.
Yeah.
Uh, and then also coming back for All Stars for placing number 6. Very, very solid player. One of
Yeah.
our best,
Yeah.
clearly.
She's another one of the people that does really good at Hunger Games. And then it looks like she's going to be one of the ones that fizzles out because Brains versus Brawn versus Beauty, she doesn't do very good. And then she goes back to Amazon and, is a highlight of that season.
Oh yeah.
Literally everyone targeting her from the beginning all the way till she gets voted out. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
All Stars 4 comes back again, does even better.
Oh yeah. Which I was happy for. I
Mhm.
mean, it was stressful, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I was happy that she proved her strength.
Yeah, yeah, no, another good addition to our best of season. Uh, and now we got Rob Cesternino.
Of course. Another mains well, I mean, he wasn't used for season 3, but like,
Yeah,
it he is one of your faves. And so like I always suspect like our faves use 5 plus more like Boston Rob levels of like times
mhm,
on Survivor.
yeah,
But like, he does pretty solid for most of the seasons.
mhm,
Podcasters, that was that was a little tricky.
yeah.
Uh
Doesn't he gets rock drawed out of that game, right?
maybe it's a little foggy because
Mhm.
there's like this like ringing in my head for like half the season after I'm
Yeah,
voted out second. But like,
yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he gets rock drawed out of the game, so it's not
oh
even
yeah,
his
because
fault.
that season had 2 rock draws, right?
Yeah, yeah. It had the episode 1 and the fourth boot rock draw.
Crazy people. Um, but did solid in old school. Played a very silent game in Last Chance,
Mhm,
which, like I keep saying, I don't blame him for that
mhm.
by any means.
It gets into
Um,
the end.
yeah. Um, good. How much does third place get? 75,000.
Yeah, it's something like that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because I know runner up gets 100,000.
that's not chump change right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, and then All Stars 4, still making it to the merge, survived like a few eliminations before, that.
Mhm.
And yeah, he's been in quite a few pretty cool seasons and has
Yeah,
done well in pretty much all of them to some
yeah.
degree.
To be honest, I thought he was going to just miss the top 24. I'm actually a little surprised he made it here because
I mean, we
yeah,
see we see the podcasters and we see the +4, but
mhm,
we can't let one bad season just define us.
yeah, yeah, true. It's really honestly just because he comes back for last chance and then All Stars 4. Because before then he was kind of just a blip in terms of greatness.
A little bit, but
Yeah,
that was the thing about Last Chance. Those little blips became huge blips.
exactly. It made him a true all star.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, going on now to number 18. We got a tie. Rain Daly.
Yeah, Reem, uh, probably one of the most fitting winners for the pre-merge season.
Yeah.
As I kind of said earlier in this vid when we were talking about Rick, you know, one of the people, well, she's one of the people that won on the simulators that we've used that are from that original season.
Yep.
One person, like, you knew you wanted to bring her, um, and making it super far in All Stars 3, which was a toughie.
Mhm.
And then Winners at War, yeah, that was a pack season, so I don't blame her too much. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, she was a great player. Making it to the finale twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Winning
Yeah,
once and then being a runner-up in arguably one of her better seasons. That speaks for something.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. So yeah, Reem Daly coming in here, tied for number 18. Uh, and she's tied with Sia.
Oh, Sia.
I will be honest, I really didn't think Sia was making this top 24.
I thought,
I
really,
yeah,
she did great pretty much every single time.
yeah, I
The
just
only reason All Stars 2 was a little wonky was because of, her getting voted out. I wouldn't say early, but like early-ish. But she came back and made it third place in a 22-person season, which gives her
I'm not saying that she was going to be far down on the list. I thought she was going to miss it by being like number 26 or 28 or something like that. She's so seeing her here, I was pretty surprised myself.
yeah. I mean, Sia, it's funny because, real world stuff aside, because I know there's some controversy about it.
Mhm.
Um, but like, she really started she is probably one of our biggest Brantsteele villains.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, definitely.
uh, and All Stars 3, she kind of like hit it a little bit, but it started to come back. She's known for racking up the votes,
Yeah.
and yeah.
And flipping on alliances that will ultimately get her screwed.
I, I mean, she has two different hair colors split down the middle. We should have realized, the
Yeah.
duality of that.
Yeah.
Has symbolism taught us nothing?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she's done very well all three times she's gone out there. So yeah, let's see if she can do the same in the best of season. It's going to be interesting.
It definitely will.
Number 17, we got Spencer Bledsoe.
One of our contestants that we both love, we both
Mhm.
adore. In our
Yeah,
original favorite contestants of all time, he was ranked number one.
yeah.
Um,
And he was ranked number 2 for me.
but you know me, I dictate a lot of the. I don't know, like, when it comes to our top tens, just because there's two of us, just
Mhm,
tends where I have a lot of leeway of where certain things
mhm.
fall. Not meaning to, it's just I'm giving my opinion. But he's one of the people where we both love him, so like he's come back a lot.
Mhm.
Um, I'm glad he did super well in Fans versus Favorites.
Yeah,
It's just I'd say that's his most memorable one. He's in
yeah,
Survivor One, he had some fun alliances. His
yeah,
Lex alliance was cool.
yeah. The
Um,
Lex and Tina bloodline alliance.
exactly. All Stars 2, he
uh,
fell victim. He made
yeah.
it far into
Yeah,
that, but
yeah.
he fell victim.
I think he just barely makes the like iconic five of that alliance. Like,
Yeah,
I think that those five who had to go through so much on your tribe to make it as far as they did.
yeah,
I think that that is worth something.
yeah. And the plus 10, that was in an 18-person season, so you know
Yeah,
that helps out a little bit. Last chance, he fell a little
yeah,
short, but
yeah,
like
yeah. I think he's done okay with one really good season.
yeah, yeah,
I would probably consider that's his Brand Steel games. But this is going to be a big season. He might actually be one of the people who can fly under the radar and make it to the end game and then start making his big moves.
Potentially,
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah. That's Spencer Bledsoe, and right above him is Cass McClellan, the Chaos Cass.
I'll say this: playing 4 times and make it, yeah, 4 times, and there is no jury in Hunger Games. However, if there was a jury, she technically would have definitely made it.
Mm-hmm.
But like playing 4 times, never going before the merge says a lot. Being the last villain standing, and one of the seasons where you did bad in the beginning.
The last villain standing. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So like she always, shines in these seasons that she's in. So like her being this high, it's
Yeah,
very solid, very respectable.
yeah, good on her for making this far. Just one up from Spencer, just like
Just
in
one.
Kagiyan.
If he's watching this video, I can just feel him being like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. I think she's one of my favorite female villains in modern Survivor. Like I think that she's just great television. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to see her come back again. Another
Definitely.
yeah. She's played 4 times and done really good. This is what's going to be tough is that these higher up people, they maybe only have like one bad season, and then they're just doing so good. So it's going to be seeing so many of these people who've just been constantly doing so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
oh yeah. Okay, so that's Cass. Okay, tied for number 14. We got Bill Burr.
You know, Bill Burr, one of our I feel like kind of like on the same realm as, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Technically more so since he has like one extra season, but then again, he's still up there with one of our best contestants of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. But
Yeah.
like, every time he's on, except for Winners at War, but Winners at War, one bad season doesn't define us.
Yeah, exactly. And he's only had that one bad season, really.
Yeah.
The other 3 times he has done pretty good. And
Yeah.
All Stars
Winning
one,
one of them.
yeah. Well, All Stars one, him and Francesca were the only ones out there playing. So he's one of the few people who actually decided to play that game. So
Yeah. And then
and,
Celebrity Survivor, doing pretty solid with his little alliance with Tina Fey.
mhm,
And, it's just like wrong side of the numbers and you don't
yeah,
mess with the savior.
yeah, he gets to the final 6 and only has 2 people. I think if he makes the end, he wins. But it just became the thing of Jeffrey Dean Morgan knew that couldn't happen.
No, he could not.
Yeah,
He had to shut that shit down.
mhm,
No exceptions.
exactly. And while we're on the topic of Jeffrey Dean Morgan,
It's only fitting.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Oh yeah. One of my
I
I
don't know how this happened so much. Like I didn't make it like this.
life, man. Life is supposed to be funny this way.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be an interesting thing for the season.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. You know, he does great 2 times. There was one where All Stars one, he just misses the merge.
Mm-hmm.
But like even before then, he did pretty impressive in the pre-merge. He had like an idol. He was playing around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah. I think he's played some of the most dominating survivor that we have. Like just in terms of
agreed.
he exerts pressure onto the season, and so, sometimes people just are not able to turn it on him.
No,
Yeah,
no,
as he's made it to the end twice, one of them being a win, one being a runner up.
his social game is one of the best, and
Yeah.
therefore you can't beat him. Well, I mean, you can beat him,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's a very uphill battle.
He has to not see it coming, really. He has to
Yeah,
really not know. Because if he gets a whiff of it, he is going to turn it around on you.
Yeah, very, very solid
Yeah,
contestant.
yeah. So yeah, that's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, one of my favorites that I'm excited to see come back.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. Tied for number 12, we got Richard Hatch.
Yeah, Richard, even though he's one where we're glad we didn't give up on him after the very first one.
Mhm.
Definitely one person where he brings a lot of the humor to the first season of like Survivor Borneo.
Yeah.
And um yeah, did super super well every single time he's come back,
Yeah. 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 Because in the first one, he has a really funny vote out because they lose the fishing gear and he just can't provide for his tribe, so they vote him out.
you know.
But then yeah, he goes back in podcasters, wins the dang thing, and then All Stars 2 gets fourth place on that season, and then Winners at War gets sixth.
The man knows what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and some of those are some really stiff competition in terms of players. So the fact that he makes it that far is pretty great.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very
So
much
yeah,
so.
Richard Hatch, another one of our winners that is coming back to play. Okay, and now we got the man, the myth, the Ryan.
The run played 6 times, and it's going to be interesting because I think I haven't looked at the list in like a week. I think I'm the highest player that has never made it to the final 3 or final 2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like
There,
legit.
there's
I
only
feel
one
like
other there's only one other person that's higher than you that hasn't won.
I know we'll get to him in a bit, but
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm the highest ranking person that has not made it to the finale.
yeah,
Um, that's partially due to me just being on there a lot.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
We honestly we both kind of forced our way onto this top 24.
well, yours is a bit more valid. However, I will say this about Ryan. He does know he's good, maybe not at individual immunity, but he knows how to win team immunity a lot because there was only really one time he didn't really make the merge, and that was because of podcasters.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, All Stars, but that was also a mess.
yeah.
But like he carried his team for a little bit in All Stars 1.
Mhm,
And then that's when things kind of fell apart for my team, is when they voted me out or started targeting me.
mhm. Yeah,
If
yeah, yeah. You're the curse. If you go out of the tribe, it's gonna be a cursed tribe.
exactly, because I usually help my team win immunity a lot.
Uh-huh.
And then that's why you kind of see me near that 9, or you see me at that merge boot or like almost pre-merge boot
Yeah.
around that mark, is because they realize, oh, Ryan's a physical threat, so let's get rid of him.
Uh-huh.
Um, thankfully in All Stars 4, he was able to, you know, it is by far his best game. He still had a very big uphill battle with that. Um, I don't know. Ryan is a great player. Not he shouldn't I don't think he deserves to be in the top 24. Maybe a little bit. I feel like he should be an alternate.
Uh-huh.
Like Richard Hatch trips and breaks his foot, and then Ryan is called in.
Yeah, exactly. But
But
I think that there's some merits to
there is
you.
some merit. He's also entertaining.
Yeah. Because remember, Captain's Curse is a 16-person season, so making it 10 there is actually pretty good.
It is.
Um,
I mean, he does good to average.
yeah.
It's just, and with fans versus favorite, the simulator we used, he does make the merge, just not the jury, because personally, I don't like it when they have that like one vote where it's like it's the merge, but that
Yeah.
one person doesn't make the jury. I feel that's
Oh, then
mean.
you're gonna hate this Australian Survivor season.
Oh shit.
Merge means nothing.
Well, I'm along for the ride. Like, so yeah, this is yeah, Ryan. I love him, but he's just like the producers keep putting him on the show.
Yep.
Some people wonder why. I feel like he's a very controversial person
Uh-huh.
to like bring back.
But he keeps he only has one really bad performance, so there's
Yeah.
that.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's Ryan. Okay, number 11, we got Sarah Lacina.
Also a very, very great contestant. Yeah, I didn't know she was on so much. Like I knew she was. I forgot she was in Hunger Games. TBH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same actually. To be honest, there are some of the people who were on Hunger Games that went off just around the like 15 to 20 or something, like somewhere around there. Uh, who I don't remember that they were on.
Yeah, but she's really good player. You know, with rivals, her and Tony, um, making it legitimately far in All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
Just shy of Emerge and Heroes versus Villains, and getting third place in Amazon is pretty solid as well. Because,
Mm-hmm.
but then again, with that, it was kind of like Cerie. That was kind of like Cerie's
Yeah,
season.
it was.
It was. It
Yeah.
definitely was.
Yeah, like
That was like,
there were highlights from other people, but like just in terms of overall gameplay, that was Cerie's to lose.
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, she's done pretty well overall. Let's see if her and Tony end up making a coalition again.
Cops are us.
Cops are us. Yeah, yeah. So that's Sarah Lacina.
Yep.
Number 10, we got the first of the OG villainesses, Amanda Kimmel.
Oh my, that photo. Uh, Anyhow, I mean,
Ryan,
she
stop
was.
staring.
It's on the screen. I'm trying to things. Not posting. I am so getting me too. Let's face it, with the Catherine Newton stuff, I'm
Listen,
already screwed.
yeah,
Anywho,
she did Playboy. I feel like she's fine with it.
I mean, if we look at her stats, she's doing. You know, she always made it to the merge every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she is a great player.
yeah. She ties with Kelly Wentworth in the finals of the first Survivor that we did, and then she comes back and then wins the dang thing. And then kind of just gets to the merge, a little bit into the merge, the next two, but still, like, she's very good. It's like she's clearly, she definitely deserves this top spot up here.
She knows what she's doing. She
Yeah,
knows what she's doing.
yeah, yeah. Beating Natalie White, obviously, in Rangers Braun versus Beauty.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, still, she did deserve the win. She did
Mhm.
deserve the win. In my heart, I feel betrayed, but
uh,
she played very solid.
yeah, yeah. I think that does add to the suspense of that season was that it was so close.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very much so.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's Amanda Kimmel. Let's see if she reunites with Wentworth and Parvati.
We'll see.
Okay. Number 9, we got Braun Strowman. Look at the Beef King himself.
Yeah, definitely one of our best contestants, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Came from a very crappy tribe, and then just kind of wrecked it. Then wrecked it more.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't quite wreck it the third time around. Almost wrecked it the fourth time around, but
Yeah.
when Braun comes in,
Yeah.
he's a force to be reckoned with.
I think he wins Winners at War. To be honest, if I do not find that immunity idol, because
Probably.
I get him out, and then if that would have happened, then Francesca would have gone home at Final Four, and then Brantsteele would have been at Final Three. And I think
That's a very strong
he was
possibility.
playing a very good game.
Very strong possibility.
Yeah. So there's a very good chance that he wins Winners at War. So he definitely is a strong overall player. And like he looks like he should just be a physical beast, but he's a physical beast, a social beast, and a strategic beast.
So in other words, don't.
Yeah. I'm actually a little scared, because if I end up being on the same tribe with him, he's gonna want to beat me up because I got him out in Winners at War.
Maybe you gotta think. You gotta think, man.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to make it to the end too.
True, but you got to think about the season after that.
I didn't think that I'd be
When
on
you're
the same
playing your
season.
first season, you're playing for potentially 2 more seasons, maybe a third.
Yeah. I've already been on it like 6 times.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Braun Strowman. Very very strong player. Okay, tied for number 7. We have our best ranking non-winner, and that is Tony Vlachis.
Wow. He definitely played a lot.
Yeah, he's been on it 7 times.
Wow. I think that's more than Catherine Newton, right?
It is. It's the most anyone has been on.
Wow. Well, I mean, we used him a lot in season 1, and you know,
it really is just season 1. Like 4 of his 7 times is in season 1,
and that's where he really shined his most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, understandably so. Like, you know, he's a great player. He's a survivor king.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, you know, I mean, he is one of the players that have also been in every single season.
Mm-hmm.
He might be the only survivor player to be in all 4 seasons of our Brantsteeles.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Because he's in 4 seasons of for 1 seasons of the first season, and then Fans vs Favorites season 2, Here's the Villain season 3, and Last Chance season 4. So yeah, he's
yeah, I think even despite, you know, his performance in later seasons, he's still like someone who, if we just look at his season 1, he still makes, you know, the top 24. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know the numbers, but I feel like, you know, just for season 1 alone, he deserves like a placing high on this list.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, just in terms of him being on so many of the seasons, he deserves
Well,
to
I
be.
mean, not just that, but like, except for Survivor 1, he's placed well in, if we're looking at season 1,
Mm-hmm.
in like 3 of those seasons, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, and yet again, I will say I think he should have won Rivals.
I, you know, it's kind of like the Tommy Sheehan thing. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's because Ryan committed to a choice
Uh-huh.
where I just had to be right.
Uh-huh.
I had to be right.
Yeah. Hey, we've had a commenter even say that he should have won.
Ryan needs a win every now and then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I threaten to jump out the window.
Okay, so
All
yeah,
right.
that's Tony Vlachis deserving of being up here. Let's talk about someone else who deserves to be up here. Me, Joe King.
Yes. He is someone where he may have had a rough start, but once he found his groove, he knew what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Captain, like, you know, he made it to the finale twice. So to all you people are like, oh, you know, Joe, you know, he just runs the channel, so of course.
Of course he's
Nah.
on.
And one of these seasons was, you know, a season full of winners, and he still makes it to the end.
Yeah.
Like, you can call him
I would definitely say compared to Jeffrey B. Morgan in Poverty, I was the goat in that situation. But still,
you had a little bit of a Michelle Fitzgerald kind of like, you were the Michelle Fitzgerald of that season, but
yeah.
she gets a lot of hate.
Yeah.
But Rivals, you kind of got screwed over with the vote. Podcasters, you made it kind of halfway. You were just right there.
Yeah, I will say
versus,
I think All Stars 2 is my favorite season that I was on because I was on your tribe and I controlled that tribe. I completely had everyone coming to me for every single decision.
Fuck, you were one of the only things I liked about that. You and
Yeah.
Catherine Newton were like only
Yeah.
two like glimmers of hope.
Yeah, and I only get voted out of the merge because they wanted to break up that tribe like for reals. And once
Yeah,
I was gone, then everyone became a free agent for everyone else's game.
exactly.
So yeah, if our tribe won, like I think I would have won that season.
It's possible,
Yeah,
very possible.
yeah,
But yeah, Joe is a student of this game, and he knows his Survivor trivia way more than Ryan does. There's no arguing that.
I don't know. You got to me on a few things, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's also because I might have just recently watched the season,
Maybe, yeah.
but yeah, Joe definitely deserves to be high up here.
Thank you. I'll take being tied with Tony Vlachos on any list.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's move on now to number 6, and we have Sari Fields.
Another one of our faves.
Mm-hmm.
Survivor 1, like, she had a habit of breaking all the alliances and stuff. She was definitely a highlight of Survivor 1.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she did that for her first 3 seasons. She had an alliance in All Stars 1 in the first episode and broke it up in episode 2 to get voted off. And then same thing with Rangers Farmers Beauty. She does the same thing.
True. But I mean, there was only one time that didn't work for her. Like, she still makes it far in BBB.
Yeah.
Right in that little, like, she's the furthest of the latter half or the former half to make it.
Yeah. And she also, if you notice, 3 times gets voted off 12.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting placings.
I mean, she's just a great contestant, did super well in Amazon. Like, that was very much her legacy win. Mm-hmm. Well deserved. And, all except All Stars 1, but All Stars 1 was a little cray-cray.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's just been entertaining. Even though she goes out early here, she was entertaining. She gave us a little bit. She gave us a laugh. She gave us why is she ruining these alliances again?
Exactly.
So there is fun to be had with her, even on that season. Kind of like Tony Vlachos has had. You can have fun on his Game Changers episode, even though he plays terribly, but he's fun during that.
Definitely so. Yeah. Definitely so. And like we agree, All Stars 1, the simulation was a little wonky on that.
Yeah. It seemed like it wasn't quite working.
No.
No. Okay, let's move on now to number 5. We got Zeke Smith.
Yeah. One of my faves. Yeah. Super glad he won Heroes versus Villains. He really brought it. Old school versus new school, brought it too, but just this shy.
Just barely.
Yeah. And then All Stars 3. I mean, there was a lot of moving parts, and every time I watch All Stars 3, I focus a lot on Catherine Newton's game, but that's because Ryan is a lovesick puppy.
Yeah.
I gotta be careful. I'm gonna be Pepe Le Pew'd.
Yeah.
Man. You heard about that, right?
I did. I've heard of all of these cancellations to all these cartoons and books.
Pepe, no.
I saw something that I saw that the daughter of the voice actor is like trying to make him get rebranded, so he's not as love struck.
We're gonna set that conversation aside.
Yeah.
For not on here. We had enough of that in Island of the Idols.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Z, I just like his personalities. I think I did get a glimpse of him when I was working next to the premiere for season 40. I think he was walking by, but he was like, I was inside the store, he was outside the store. I could have been mistaken, but I don't want to confirm it.
Mhm.
But yeah, great social player,
Yeah.
has good strategy, and it has shown like he may have not have, he has a decent enough record. Yeah, he has All Stars one, like I said, that one we all know with All Stars one, and then Winners at War, that's just a straight up tough season. But
Mhm.
he knows what to do. He puts in the work.
Yeah, yeah, and as you know, Millennials versus Gen X is one of my favorite seasons. So whenever someone from that season can do well, I always love it.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Zeke,
yeah. So yeah, Zeke coming in here at number 5. Number 4, we got Francesca Hoagie.
noise.
Mhm.
Francesca has become one of the biggest legends on our channel. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there is one thing I need to add about since I realized this.
Uh-huh.
Um, he is our highest rated guy too.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, the
Yeah,
top 4 are all females.
yeah. Zeke Zeke is the
Yeah,
highest ranked guy.
yeah, yeah. And
Um,
we've had a conversation like this that the females consistently do better than the guys.
yeah. And this female, especially, I'll accept All Stars too, but like I said,
Mhm.
I digress on that. But yeah, she does solid.
Yeah,
She puts in solid work. Um, there's a reason why she's one of our best.
yeah.
Great social game. Uh, pretty much every single game she's in.
Yeah,
Um,
she's like the star of 4 of those 5 seasons, and like she really is like, oh my gosh, she could win this if she makes it to the end.
yeah,
Or and then even in All Stars 1 when she somehow doesn't win, it's like, well, at least Bill Burr is the one who wins there, and he also was playing a really good game. So it's like, and then Rivals, she is known for in Rivals having the best play in our Brantsteele by making Abby idle herself out.
so fucked. It is so fucked.
It is hilarious. It's
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 so fucked.
it's
Um,
one of the best plays.
no, yeah, she, just a solid player. One
Mhm.
of our, I mean, like, because just going through the gameplay, we've mentioned some of her moves on other players' things, like Ken. We were
Mhm.
talking about Francesca there. Where's that
Mhm.
war? Like, granted, I know with Braun and everything, it's like, tough to say how well she would have done if she made it to the end, or like one little thing could have tipped in her favor there.
Yeah, if she
And
could have beat Parvati Shallow at fire making, that's really what she needed to do.
yeah, and Rivals too, like if she was able to like win her way back, who knows? Who
Mhm.
knows?
Yeah,
Like, that's just on the level she's in. It's like, she's pretty good, and one little thing could have made her win the game multiple times over.
yeah. Yeah. She's definitely just been one of our strongest, just consistent. Like if you let her get to the merge, she's going to steal the show.
Yep, yep,
Yeah, yeah.
yep.
Okay, so that's Francesca coming at number 4, definitely deserving. And now we got Kelly Wentworth, number
All
3.
right. Also one of our Sixers.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's another one where we both really enjoy. So like she's pretty active on our like channel.
Mhm.
Or I mean, she was off for a little bit, but like I think that's part of the thing where when you're a winner, sometimes you kind of like step back for a little, bask in the $1 million.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
though it is pretty fitting she wins in fans versus favorites, since she's one of our mutual favorites.
Mhm.
Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Big season 1 and season 2 star. Um,
oh yeah, oh
and
yeah.
then
Uh,
yeah.
All Stars 2, we all know. That's like half of this video is me bitching about All Stars 2 and 1.
Yeah. I love All Stars too, but I know that you put it very low on your list.
And in All Stars 1, when we did that alternate reality, she won that. she
Yep.
has the winningness in her blood.
Yeah.
And at Winners at War, if it wasn't for that one twist, who knows how much further she could have made
Hmm.
down the line. Because she got right at 10.
Yeah.
And it was just because that tribe had to vote out 2 people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. But yeah, just I mean, she another great player, one of those OG villainesses, with Parvati and Amanda, uh, being the second ranked player of those. It's not going to be obviously number one because number one is if you've been watching this channel at
You
all,
know, you know,
you know who you
the
probably know
top
who number
two,
two are.
the top 2 were obvious.
Yeah, it's pretty clear.
Well, I mean, Francesca, it would have depended because how we like ranked everything. Like even so, but like Francesca could have been up there too.
Mhm.
You know,
I think Francesca and Kelly, those were the two big interchangeable ones for me, where it's like they could have gone either way.
I feel it was Francesca, Suri, and Kelly Wentworth because they
Mhm.
both played like 6-5 times, and
Mhm.
each time, well, except for maybe one, they had like all of them had like maybe one off game,
Mhm.
but like they still kill it pretty much each time.
Yeah, yeah, true. So yeah,
All
that's
right.
Kelly Wentworth. Let's get to the number two ranked player, and it's Ryan's favorites,
Yep.
Catherine Newton.
Just look at that. Just look at the points.
Yeah,
Just look at it. Like she does. I don't know.
she's the most played celebrity out of all of them.
Yes, she's been in every single All-Star season,
Yeah,
and she's continuing this trend next time.
yeah, yeah. She's gonna still be in the next All Star season.
It's just she made it pretty far in celebrity, and from there she was just stable too. We've talked about her a lot on different seasons on why she is so great,
Mhm.
but only getting voted out because of a rock draw on All Stars 1, and that's partially because like it's basically a flip of the coin of like on the numbers of who would have lost a member and then who would have made up that final 3.
Mhm.
She just kind of drew the short stick on that, or the purple rock.
Yeah.
And then All Stars 2, she was voted out, but very
Mhm.
briefly came back and
Yeah.
put in the work,
Yeah.
climbing uphill.
I would say for myself, All Stars 2 was when she became a legitimate All Star. Like that was, in my opinion,
I agree.
her best game up to that
Up
point.
until that point,
Yeah,
no,
because
I feel like, well, except for Winners at War, her game got even better and better as she went along. Because All Stars 3, if she made it to the end, she would have won.
yeah.
And then All Stars 4, she just dominated that game, beat beat Danny Boatwright in Fire,
Yeah.
and that was like
Yeah.
icing on the
That was great. I got it.
Catherine
Like
Newton.
I still I'll put that as one of my top 5 moments in our Brantsteele.
That's that probably is number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Figgy will Figgy
Yeah.
Figgy is number 2, but for me that's number 1.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Right.
I have to think there's the figure one and there's the Francesca Happy Idol move. Like, I think that those
I
are.
think if we were to do a top 10 of our favorite moments,
Mhm.
it would be like the top 3 sounds pretty similar,
Yeah,
or similar enough.
yeah,
But another video.
yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, Catherine Newton, definitely one of our best. Obviously, she's number 2, and the numbers don't lie. Like
Mhm.
we added this all up and averaged it out. She still ranks pretty damn high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, great player. I'm afraid that since her All Star 4 she won, she's being perceived as a threat. Because I'm just hoping that she doesn't go home early. Like that's I'm just afraid of it.
I don't know. She's on the same season with me.
Mhm.
You know, that's going to be interesting. I proposed to her, she rejected, and I think
Mhm.
Ryan at this point is like, all right, I respect you.
Mhm.
Let's just be friends.
And then we're gonna cut to 1 week later, and you both were off right away.
Do what?
We're gonna cut to a week later, and then you both were off like in the first 3 votes.
I can't hear that. And we both what in the first 3 votes?
I was saying that whatever. Let's just move on.
Okay, I'll find out when you post this video.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
I'll turn
So
on
yeah,
subtitles and it'll be something redonkulous, but
probably it's gonna be garble garble.
I'll give them.
Yeah.
All right, now
So
for
let's
the
move
one,
on to the number 1 player on a Brantsteele. Can you guess who it is?
Bob Saget.
No, it's Poverty Shadow. uh,
I
yeah.
mean, someone who, first off, made it to the finale every single time.
Hmm.
That alone makes her the best. But the cherry on top of that is that no, that's not the cherry yet. The chocolate sauce is that out of 4 out of those 5 times, she is the first runner up
Mhm.
of that. And the cherry on top of that is that she won twice.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's no argument, statistically speaking. And when you watch the videos, she does great every single time. It's not like she has an undeserving win.
Yeah.
Or an undeserving, she's never a goat when she makes it to the end either.
Yeah.
She contributes, she puts in the work.
Even on the time that she gets 3rd place, she still got 2 votes in the final. It's like she still receives votes. Like she is guaranteed that if she makes it to the end, she will receive votes and she can potentially win the game.
She's undeniably the best.
Yeah.
Just, one of the best in actual Survivor, the best in our fictional Survivor.
I'm so scared for her going into this next season.
I don't know what we're in for, but that's going to be half the fun.
If she makes it to the end again,
that'll be
nice. It'll be impossible. I think she's going to go home in the first 3. I think she is going to get targeted so early.
I don't know, but we'll find out. We will find out.
We'll figure it out. Okay. Now, are you guys ready for the tribe reveals?
Yeah.
Okay. They are going to be divided based on our player ranking. So the first tribe will be 24 to 17 in terms of our rankings. Second tribe will be 16 to 9. And then the final tribe will be 8 to 1. And here are the layouts for everyone. Tribe number 1. We got.
They do 3 tribes. Interesting.
3 tribes. 3 tribes of 8.
All right.
So we got Poverty Shallow, Catherine Newton, Kelly Wentworth, Francesca Hoagie, Zeke Smith, Sharif Fields, Joe King, and Tony Vlachos as our first tribe.
That team is super stacked. What the fuck? You have Poverty and Catherine Newton alone. And then you throw Kelly into that. You throw Francesca and Sharif. Not to mention Zeke and you. Like, and Tony is considered your worst player? Tony is considered your worst player? Like, what the fuck? This is like some Survivor Fiji levels of bullshit.
So that is tribe number 1. Tribe number 2 is Braun Strowman, Amanda Kimmel, Sarah Lacina, Ryan Wayne, Richard Hatch, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Bill Burr, and Chaos Cass.
It's a little more balanced. It's a little bit more balanced. You got some big personalities here. Like, I can definitely see some power struggles going on through this tribe.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really strong players here. Still.
Definitely.
So yeah, there's still that. And then tribe number 3, we got Spencer Bledsoe, Sia, Reem Daly, Rob Cesternino, Kim Spradlin, Katie Collins, Ken Long, and Mike Bloom.
We have, let me check. We have 2 people that were first boot.
Yep, this is definitely the worst tribe.
Yeah, but still
I
great
think this is the
people.
underdog tribe. This is the underdog tribe, and I'm gonna be rooting for every single one of them.
They have 1 winner. Oh, 2 winners going for them.
Yeah, they have two.
I just want you people to know at home. Usually, I have. Well, I mean, when we're doing our draft, I have say who was on my team, but like when it comes to formatting, I just leave that all to Joe. So this was just like totally bonkers.
all surprised.
It gives you guys a lot to like react to because
Yeah.
I'm like the wide-eyed person you get to see all this information go through.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah. This tribe, if they go to tribal early on, it's gonna suck.
statistically speaking,
No, I
this
don't want any one of them to go home pre-merge.
well, don't say when pre-merge or any of that stuff is, but like
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't even know the numbers very well for it, so we're gonna be in for a surprise for that.
they all have a legitimate shot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
gosh, them. I feel like. Well, I mean, I know Braun is going to do pretty well. Jeffrey
Mm-hmm.
Dean, I think it depends. Same with Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan is going to win them, a lot of immunity challenges, but I see him going around somewhere near the middle,
Mm-hmm.
as per usual.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Based off of this tribe breakdown, who do you think has the best chance of winning?
Probably it's someone from this team, obviously.
You think what if Harmony can be a 3-time winner?
Harmony could be. I mean, how many winners do we actually have? Because I know the top 7 is everyone that's a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see Tribe 2 again.
Tribe 2.
And then here we got 8,
8,
9,
9,
10, 11,
10, 11,
12.
12.
12 more winners, and then there's 2 on the last one.
So
So
14
no,
winners. Oh no,
actually
no,
15 winners because
50.
Katie, I forgot Katie.
Yeah,
How dare I?
yeah. How dare you? So yeah. This tribe has 3 winners. It's not the worst.
So like we have odds are the person that wins, it's going to be someone who has already won before because it's like 15
Out
out
of
of
24.
24.
Yeah,
So like
yeah. There's 9 new people from winners that will learn.
uh I don't know, it's so hard to say. I'm not familiar with this format at all. It could be anyone's game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure either. I kind of suspected someone from tribe number 2. I think that tribe number 1 is going to be such a big threat that they're going to get targeted, and especially if they lose pre-merge immunities. I kind of think I could see Jeffrey D. Morgan coming back and winning, or Braun Strowman. It'd be cool to see Braun Strowman win.
uh, I would like a non-winner to win. I'm not just saying that because I'm a non-winner,
Yeah,
but like
it would be
you know
nice. It would be
it would
nice.
be.
Yeah. Okay, that's gonna do it for this episode of the Day After podcast.
Alrighty, guys. I hope you all had fun down this memory lane, and I hope you
Yeah.
guys are hyped for what are we calling the next one?
Working title best of series 1.
It's Champions,
Yeah.
Legends, Goofy Goobers.
Yeah. Yeah. And also comment below who you think will win out of these top 24. See who
Alrighty.
you guys are rooting for.
Yeah, we'll see. Anywho, guys, hope you guys have an awesome week or weekend, or well, I mean, whenever this comes out, whenever you watch it,
Mm-hmm.
just from when you watch that 7 days, I hope you have an awesome week. The 8th day, but like those 7 days, I hope they're spectacular.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, make sure you nail them. Okay, so yeah, we'll see you guys in our next Brantsteele video.
Peace out.